you guys? It is your boy, the American F1 fan, Eric Ringle here, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially my mother, my wife. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. But the Miami Grand Prix has just ended, and Max Verstappen takes the win in Miami over Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz was able to hold on for third place, Sergio Perez finishing fourth. But guys, let's talk a little bit about the race today. So at the beginning of the race, Charles Leclerc seemed to have a good pace going. Verstappen, I think, just bided his time. He knew that they were faster. The Red Bull was much faster on the straights all throughout the weekend, and you could definitely see it here. Bided his time early in the race until he got just at the right point and was able to pass Leclerc. And there for a large chunk, it seemed like the straight line speed of the Red Bulls right now is going to be I think the deciding factor right now until we get more and more updates going into the season. And then you have Carlos Sainz. I think this was a great recovery drive for him. Yes, I predicted that he was going to win this race, but I think this was a really good morale booster for Carlos Sainz. He was able to keep ahead of Sergio Perez, had several different fights down the stretch with Sergio Perez, and got the better of him. This, I think, could be a huge morale booster for Carlos Sainz. But looking at Red Bull, they have just got this straight line speed that is ridiculous, and it's really making it hard for Ferrari to keep up. Even with updates to the engine that they brought this weekend, those updates to the engine really didn't do a whole lot. But if you listen to the pre-race show, you found out that Ferrari was running a much higher downforce setup, whereas Red Bull was running a much lower downforce setup, which would help them on the straights. The higher setup for the Ferraris was more for the faster corners, and it didn't seem to work out, and that brings into question the questionable decision making that Mattia Binotto at Ferrari keeps continuing to make, even from the last couple seasons. You've got a brand new engine in there. You know that Red Bull has been showing the speed down the straights. The last several races in Imola, Saudi Arabia, you saw the speed down the straight, so you've got to do something. And I feel like that them not running maybe a lower downforce setup like Red Bull maybe hampered them here in this race, and it really quite hurt them. So going through the rest of the race now, it started to become a DRS train there for a while, and I was really proud of Mick Schumacher and how well he was doing. He was running near the points. Him and Kevin Magnussen were running near the points. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm a huge Haas fan, so I'm going to talk about them whenever I can. But Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher were having a great race. They, back at the tail end of the points, unfortunately, they weren't able to get points in the end, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit as well. But about two-thirds of the race through, you saw Pierre Gasly all of a sudden start to go slow, and if you watch the replays, Pierre Gasly runs really wide in that sector 1. It's a chicane. I believe it was turn 8 if I remember correctly. But he ran really far wide. Both Haas's made it past him. Then he gets back onto the track and starts going again, and even he will say, I didn't look in my left side mirror to see who was coming, and he clips Lando Norris. I mean, it looked really bad. Took the tire off of Lando Norris's car, and it was horrible. But it brings out now, and this is another puzzling move to me, that the FIA brings out the virtual safety car here first. Brings out the virtual safety car for about a lap or so, and it was kind of questionable because I think this was almost a spot-on safety car, no other move here, and they brought out the virtual safety car for over a lap, and then eventually bring out the regular safety car. Now this absolutely helps George Russell. George Russell, who had started on the hard tire at the beginning of this race, absolutely helps his race. Able to move the mediums with 16 laps to go or so. Great strategy call here by Mercedes. Also a great strategy called by Alpine, which this helps Esteban Ocon, who he moved on to the soft tires instead of the medium, and he was able to finish the race on the softs. But that safety car really helps them out, and it kind of helped out Sergio Perez for a little bit of time until Carlos Sainz was able to kind of get the upper hand at the end, and kind of goad Sergio Perez into a move. He broke too late, went too deep into the first corner, and Carlos Perez was able to just pull away. But under that safety car, Charles Leclerc looked absolutely like he was a man on a mission. And I swore, I felt like it was either going to be wreck or take over first place. And unfortunately, Leclerc just couldn't get close enough on the straights. And like I said, as you can see, the straight line speed of the Red Bulls right now with the Red Bull powertrain, which we all know is a Honda, it's just showing that it's top of the line so far at the start of the season when reliability isn't an issue. So guys, I'm gonna step over here to this side just a little bit, and you're gonna see I'm gonna run the results over here. Like I said, Max Verstappen finishing first place, Charles Leclerc finishing second, Carlos Sainz finishing third, Sergio Perez in fourth. Then you had Russell, Hamilton, Bottas. A great race by Bottas again. I mean, it's quietly putting together a really, really, really great season. But, it just, the last little bit of heartbreak for me towards the end of the race was Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel coming together. Vettel had just passed Mick on the final straight before the start-finish line. So then Mick had DRS coming back at him, tried to go to the inside. Vettel tried to make that corner. Mick just, absolutely clattered into him. Mick. You've still got a shot. Like, be patient. You had a couple laps to go, and this is where a young Mick Schumacher is going to learn these things. He had time. He was going to have another opportunity in a couple other straights. So, guys, let me know what you guys think of the Miami GP in the comment section down below. I thought this was actually a really good race. And I think the only thing this race was missing was the potential wet weather that was talked about before the race. But guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Slap a like on this video if you guys can, so this gets out to more Formula One fans. And guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new for more Formula One content. We're going to have 2 weeks before we have another race. So I'm going to be putting out more and more Formula One content. I've got a really juicy video coming out this next week, and just going to say, why have F1 drivers become so soft? I'll leave that there for a little bit of a teaser for you guys for the video this week. But guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And for the American F1 fan, I'm Eric Ringel, signing off.